You don't want the top 100 coins, man.
We're catastrophic rise inside of momentum, right? We're seeing a huge.
Yo quiero pues que sepan cómo trabajo yo mi operativa.
Now, we know that once we have a resistance zone in the market, right, it's because it's creating a wall.
We have started to see USD CAD slow down quite a bit.
All right, guys, we're going to be starting in just a few minutes. Make sure that you're sending this out to all your friends, all of your partners, all of your coaches. Let everybody know on your team. We are starting in just a few minutes. Let's go.
You don't want the top 100 coins, man.
We're catastrophic rise inside of momentum, right? We're seeing a huge.
Yo quiero pues que sepan cómo trabajo yo mi operativa.
Now, we know that once we have a resistance zone in the market, right, it's because it's creating a wall.
We have started to see USD CAD slow down quite a bit.
Right. All right, guys. We're gonna get this going. Give me just a moment. All right, I don't think I'm sharing it anymore. Okay. How's everybody doing? Everyone out there? Let's see. If you guys can hear and see me, go ahead and type a 1 in the chat for me. That way I am able to make sure you're able to see and hear me. Let's go ahead and get this going. Right, perfect. Okay. All right, so my name is Claudia Pimentel. Thank you for joining. I am known as Claudia 1 Million, and thank you for joining us here today with Akashex and the Traders Inner Circle. Today, you know, it's another Monday, right? And we are here to really elevate ourselves and see where we're going. So let's see if we can get some more people onto this call. How about that? So why don't we all go ahead? Let's drop it into the chat. Let's flood the chats, letting everybody know that we are live, that we are here, and we're going to get this week started. It's a big week, right? End of the month, first of all. So, you know, everyone's trying to go ahead and make sure they're ranking up, right? And this is going to be the beginning of the month, starting tomorrow. So we're going to be leading this tomorrow into growth, right? For everyone. So go ahead. Let's take a minute or two. Everybody just drop it in the chats. Let everybody know on your teams that we are here. We are live. All right. We're going to be speaking to these great educators. We have a huge announcement. I have a huge announcement today. I want to introduce to you guys, and this is going to be a great call for today. So let's see if I can get my educators, if they can go ahead and put your cameras on for me. That way we can all see you. Come on up, step it in here. All right. So let's kick this off, everybody. All right. So welcome to the Traders Inner Circle. And I'm going to start off like this. I want to introduce one of our newest female educators. to be brought to the platform, to our platform. Okay, she has years of experience. She was an educator in a different platform. She is, I like to call her the candlestick queen, all right, because she does some crazy analysis that'll really help you guys. If you guys don't know what you're doing, okay, you need some analysis, I say get into her class because she really breaks it down and you are really able to learn. All right, and we're all here. So anywho's, with that being said, I want to introduce Ms. Tia Pips. She is amazing, such an amazing young lady, and it's such a pleasure to have another female stepping up right into this environment and really setting the standard. This is setting the standard. Okay, so without no more further ado, I'm going to let her just tell us a little bit more about yourself and your journey. We want to welcome you to Akashex and take it away. I think you can unmute yourself. There you go.
All right. Thank you so much, Claudia. I appreciate you. Y'all dropped some hearts in the chat for Claudia. She's always organizing, getting us right, always supporting the educators. So I know I definitely appreciate it. And y'all don't know she a boss on these charts too. We just waiting for her to, come on over. Right, get those gems. But my name is Ty. A lot of people do call me Tia, probably because of how my name is spelled. But my name is Ty. I'm from New York City. I live in Florida now. To be honest, I'm probably like everybody else. I wanted more money. That's where it started from. I was like, hey, we want more money. I don't know. Y'all drop some money bags in the chat, but that was my focus. And I've been through, this will be my third company, my final company. Let's just put that in the books, right? This is it. There is nothing better. Like when I said we got the best products, the best educators, the best leaders, right? Nothing is perfect. Let's just put that out there. Nothing is ever going to be perfect, but the foundation we have and the culture we're creating is really, really what brought me over here. I was like, wait, we get to give all the customers everything for one price? All right, that's all I need to know, right? So, but unfortunately, a lot of us come into the industry and come into our trading journey, just like myself, and all I did was harass leaders. I wasn't going to class. I was just like, hey, when you take your trades, call me so I can follow you type energy. And, that just was doing myself a disservice. So I had to really buckle down and say, hey, this person led me to the information so I can learn. So if that's you and you harass your leaders more than you harass the educators, you probably got to switch that around, right? The educators are the ones who's going to give you the blueprint and give you what you need to really succeed. So that's why if you notice on my call, the first thing we are attacking is your risk plan. I feel like I don't care if you're day 1, day 100, your risk plan is super key. And that's pretty much my focus, is to make sure that when you guys come into this, right, having a blueprint where you can just be a profitable signal taker, right? Who wants to be a master trader? Let me know. If you want to be a master trader, type a 1 in the chat, right? Everybody comes in like, yes, I want to master this. I want to be nice tomorrow. But you're leaving out a whole bag on the side if you don't tap in and use the live sessions, if you don't tap in and use the signals, right? And the most important thing you need is a risk plan to do that. So if we can take away the headache, the anxiety, and the learning curve by you copy and paste and using a risk plan, that's pretty much my goal. I knew I was tired of being broke. I was born in the 80s, Harlem, crack era, and all I can envision is how am I going to get out of this, right? So my goal is to make sure that no matter what business you're in, what job you're in, we need a stream of income we can attack every day. So that's why I was super excited to become an educator, because I feel like if I can help people retire like I did before 40, before 30, before 20, because age is a money number, it's not your age, right? Retirement really is based on how long can I live with the money in my account right now? So if you're not happy with what's in your bank account, then please tap in, listen to the educators. And that's all I got, Claudia.
Thank you so much. Drop some money signs in the chat for Miss Tia. Let's go to Ty, excuse me. Let's go. Like she's just super amazing. to come on over here and flood us with all this information. That's just all of the educators here. All right. So let me go on over to this gentleman right over here, Mr. Stopwatch Jones, with all the sneakers back there. I see all that over there. If you guys have not met this gentleman, he is top notch, if not the best binary trader around. All right, I'm going to let him introduce himself for anybody who's new on the call, so you can introduce yourself, Mr. Jones. Can't hear you. It's okay. He's working on his mic. Mic check, mic check. Stopwatch gang. I'll tell you, he is massive.
Oh, there you
on
go.
the
My
charts.
mic was acting up. My fault. It had to unplug itself. How's everybody doing? Yeah, my name is Stopwatch Jones. I've been on a few of these. This is I actually enjoy hopping on these calls so that I can definitely give some insight, my perspective. As you guys know, I say this all the time. Every trade is going to be different. Every trader's perspective is going to be different. And I'm just here to give you guys mine. And she said it, I didn't, but I'll second that. I am the best, in my opinion, at doing what I do. Now, that doesn't mean that the other binary educators, I'm saying that they're not the best at what they do. What I do, there's nobody that could do it better than me. I'll wager whatever there is on that. But yeah, a little bit about me. If you haven't heard my story, I'm originally from the Bronx, New York. I'm a 90s baby. I grew up in conditions that most of you guys probably would find to be impoverished, if that's the word I'm looking for. I've made it, I've had a fun journey, you know what I'm saying? Originally, I came up originally using real estate. And once I found my success in real estate, I started to dabble. So in the year 2013, I started to dabble with trading, but it wasn't really trading. It was more like gambling, if I'm being honest with you guys. It wasn't until the year 2015 that I started to take it a little more serious, trying to learn it, but I wasn't making money. I actually started to refine my approach and take this seriously in the year 2019. From the year 2019 till now, my growth has been exponential, but it's probably because it's been compounding, right? I've had small growth that led to medium growth, and that medium growth that ultimately led into that bigger growth that I'm experiencing now. I like to keep things simple. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm Hispanic. I don't know. Yeah, I want to get started with the questions. So I'll leave it to Jeff next.
All right, thank you. All right, we got Hispanics. I'm Hispanic too. New York in the house. I'm from New York too. I'll tell you, it's a small world. And then we have Mr. Jeff over here. All right, and Mr. Voila, right? Because
Yeah. Exactly, Mr. Voila.
Mr. International over here. Or if you can introduce yourself. Listen, this guy right here, he's a massive Forex trader. All right, he also does crypto as well with Bitcoin trades. All right, and for our French speakers, he is the man. And I know that he has transitioned over to the English side as well. So that's a double whammy. I mean, guys, we just have everything going on here in Akashic. Can't get any better than this. Jeff, go ahead and say hello to everyone for me.
Well, thank you for the beautiful introduction. Hey guys, super happy to be here. My name is Jeffrey Beausoleil. I'm French. I'm from Montreal, Canada. So I know I have the New York hat. Maybe, I might take it off now because I'm the only one that's not from New York. But yeah, I'm from Montreal, Canada. I was born and raised in Montreal, Canada. What can I say about me? I was born without my right hand and my right foot. And, my whole life has been, trying to prove people wrong about me. I was bullied a lot when I was younger. I was told I wasn't going to be able to do anything. And, now I'm an educator here on the platform. I'm a full-time trader. I've done more than a lot of people have ever done in their lives. So, yeah, my goal is just to be here today again for I think it's on my story I said my third time, but I think it's my fourth time, and I love being here. I love the trader circle. If I could be on every single one of them, I would be. And it's a beautiful way. It's an added value to you guys, and that we do the calls like that, and I love being here every single time. So I'm gonna stop talking now because I know I can talk a lot. So thank you for the introduction, and super happy to be here with you guys today.
All right. Thank you so much, Jeff. Let's say, guys, let me see you put some high fives up in there, some hands up in the air in the chat. Drop some hands up in the air because we have a great call today. And it just goes to show that we're here to give value, right? We're going to be pouring into your cup, right? All right. So I have some great questions. And this really comes in tune with, being a trader and life, because just because you're a trader doesn't mean the life is still not going on around you, right? You have family. Some of you guys are new to trading, so you still probably have a full-time job. Some of you still have 2 jobs and still trying to learn to trade so you can get rid of those 2 jobs, right? If I hit home, I know I did with some of you out there, right? That's what you're here for, is to learn this skill set, because I'll tell you that once you learn this skill set, it's a game changer. You're going to have this ready openness and availability to really do more with your life, rather than, working for the man 9 to 5 or 9 to 9, so to speak, nowadays, right? So let's start off with this question. I just want to ask you guys, and you can just unmute yourself and we'll just have a conversation about it, because as experienced traders, right? What do you feel are the top 2 key lessons that you have learned about maintaining emotional discipline during market fluctuations? Like, how do you cope with stress? How do you cope with that?
I'll go first if you want. As you know, me personally, when it comes to like market fluctuations or having a reposition, like I like to say, I'm not too emotionally attached to anything, right? I think it's possibly because I don't sleep enough to have an attachment to anything really right now. So when I'm taking trades, I try, if I lose or if the market fluctuates and it takes me out of my position, oftentimes what I like to do is I like to understand why, right? So realistically, why did that happen? If I can't address the issue, so if I can't pinpoint why it happened, I just move along. And also that, like, if I lose a trade, that's fine, because of a fluctuation or something like that. If I lose it, it's perfectly fine. But if I lose twice, then there's a problem, right? So I go by when I'm trading in highly volatile situations where the market fluctuation might take me out and put me in a negative mindset. My motto is fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So I can take 1 L, maybe it was something wrong with it, but 2 would put me in a position where now I just don't want to, me personally, I just don't want to do it anymore in the moment. I think that there's a fine line between being, especially when you're doing binary, between being somebody that's analyzing and being somebody that's biased and chasing. So that's just how I look at it.
And I'm going to chime in on this one, because it's funny that you said 1 L, shame on you. The 2nd L, shame on me, right? Not to go any further. I remember when I first started trading, I was revenge trading, because I would like take one and it's a loss, and the next one I'm like, well, I'm gonna go for it. Boom. And then I'm like, no, I'm gonna double down. Yeah, it was double net. It was like double negative. Then I throw my laptop. You guys have no idea. The last 4 years. I mean, now to this point, it's a great, because it's none of that anymore. But I just had to let that in there, because I know there's people on this call that can really understand where we're coming from when it comes to that, sort of speak. Okay. And what do you guys, Jeff, how about for you, on what do you do to cope with stress and avoid making those impulsive decisions that could affect your trading session?
To me, I always go back to my trading plan. So a lot of people sometimes are going to go into the market randomly. They're not going to follow a plan. And I did 2 videos. So if you guys are part of iTransform, on the iTransform board, there's I don't know if it's still there, but I did a money talk with Jeff where I talked about the trading plan and the importance of it. And to me, it's always going back to my trading plan. When I start trading every single day, I trade from 8 to 12. Sometimes I'm going to send alerts later, but usually I trade from 8 to 12 every single day. So if I have a loss, if I have a max, I can only allow myself from 8 to 12. Sorry, I can only allow myself from 8 to 12 to get 2 losses. So I know every single day when I get into a trade, when I get started with my trades, I know that how many trades I can take and how many I can lose. And I feel like having that as a guideline, like when you have 2 losses, I don't trade anymore. My girlfriend earlier, she told me, Jeff, like there's because she's trading with me. She's a part of the Kashiks. She said, Jeff, look, there's a trade. I was like, babe, no. We only took 3 trades today. We had I had a loss today. So one of my alerts was a loss. I did take 2 other trades, and right now they're winning. And I said, look, three trades is fine. Like going over that is just to me over trading. Okay, so I said, no, let's not do it. And if we did, I think we would have had a loss. So at some point, reminding yourself that, you know, you need to impose yourself some limits is a key element for me to be able to cope with that stress. And, you know, I also accepting that you don't have control over what the market does and that the market is always right. Also another key element for me, like when I get, like, we are all human, we get emotional. And when I start to get emotional, I'm like, you know what? The market is always right. Remember that. And tell yourself that, remember that. And when it comes to revenge trading, when you feel like you're about to start another trade to make up for the loss, instead of clicking new order, click the X button at the top of your screen and close with the trader. That's it. That's the key. Honestly, that's what you should do.
I love it. No new order, guys. X out. Okay. No new order. X out. And to continue with this question, I want to go a little further with this, and it really has to do with being a female and being a female educator, trader, all lights on you. You know, I feel like that could be an added stressor, that it could be something, you know, that could put more pressure in the pressure cooker. So, Ms. Pips, how do you deal with that stress or a lack of, or maybe if there is, and how do you deal with trying to avoid those impulse decisions, right? And that could affect your trading success.
Yep, good question, Claudia, because we know the industry is still male dominated, but us queens, we have been under the waters, knocking it out. What I've noticed over time, like dealing with a lot of students, I feel like for males, they're quicker to pull a trigger. So sometimes I have to force myself to get in the market, right? I'm definitely more on the conservative side. To be honest, the only thing that started to remove my emotions really had to do with the risk plan. Like how Jeff and Stock Jones is saying, like everybody knows my trade plan has the exact same rules. 2 losses, you're done. That's it. There's no like just close the computer, just walk away. But most importantly, when I take a loss, for myself personally, I've lost so many thousands in the market during these 7 years that the emotions for myself is gone. Like at some point, you just do not become emotional anymore. Like you're just understand, hey, I took that L, the market got it. All right. You know, because in this world, I feel like we're following the leaders. We're not the big banks. But I will touch on another point, like being an educator sitting on a signal, that rears up emotions, especially like I got to deal with it in my last company, so I was able to deal with that. But the emotions pop up because I understand people don't have a risk plan or people are not disciplined. And I'm like, oh my God, I just took an L. I hope this person did not blow their entire account. Like that's where my emotions may come up. So what I tend to remind myself is, Ty, you gave a risk plan. You told them what to do. They have to follow these rules. That's why they're set in place, because we're not gamblers, we're investors that carry risk when we make investments like anything else. So to be honest, once you stick to your rules, like my rule is 1% per day. A lot of people go way past that, but once you get to larger accounts, that 1% becomes so much more crucial. So it goes back to your risk plan and stick to your trading plan. Like if your rule says no more than 2, like mine's, Jeff's, I mean, y'all got to understand, y'all just heard 3 different people have the exact same rules. So if you're taking 3, 4 losses a day, 5, 6, right? Then that means you're out of bounds, is what I call it. You're out of bounds. You're now a gambler, and we don't have to do that. Like thankfully, compounding is key. And yeah, that's my thing. Stick to your risk plan. 2 losses, that's it. I'm gonna add what Jeff said, like, hey, just click the X button and just go to TradingView and maybe reevaluate why the trade didn't go in your favor and move on.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing. And, you know, just to hit a little bit on that point, you're exactly correct. You know, that's really funny that you spoke about how you how as an educator, you're throwing the signals out, right? And then, you know, you're concerned that what if they took it wrong? What if they took it right? And that's actually something that I learned how to get through, was that, especially when I focused on crypto, because, you know, I only, you know, I put my trades in once for the week. For crypto, you know, I come in and put my trade in on a Thursday or on a Friday, and then come Monday, bada bing, bada boom, cha-ching, you know, and you'll have a lot of individuals that will be texting me like, oh, what are you doing in the charts? And so that's, guys, you just have to really, really focus. Like she said, having your risk plan, being there, following instructions and sticking to it, and understanding everybody's human, right? So as everybody here, you know, everybody's still a student, everybody's still learning, they're keeping, everybody is learning from each other. And you guys coming into this field is just very important to be able to take care of those feelings and not let those emotions take over. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to move on to our next question. All right. All right. Let me see some fire bombs in there in the chat. Is everybody awake out there? Some fire bombs. Let's go. Because this is a hefty conversation today. You know, these conversations are really accumulating week after week. We're really going deep into here to really help you guys understand and collaborate and correlate with what it is that you're doing while you're here in the Akashics team. All right, so let's see. Okay, so the next question that I have will be, let's see. All right, let's talk about time. Okay. How do you effectively manage your time between trading activities, right, and maintaining healthy work-life balance? Like, what kind of strategies do you use to prevent burnout? You know, because burnout, I know that look, when I first started learning how to trade, I was binary. And I kid you not, I think I went like on a 7-day spree, like no sleep. You guys have like, people thought I was cracked out and stuff, because I was literally, you know, right, I was on Matty Pips, Nez, just a bunch of different educators, and it was like all day, all night. That's all I was doing. And then you burned out, right? So how do you guys deal with that so you can ensure you have enough time for your personal life, right? We'll start with this young lady over here, Miss Gibbs. You go first.
All right. That's a great question, because time is so important. It's funny because I'm reading a lot about time and how to bend time in your favor. Because the concept of time really has, like, that calendar has just aged everybody out, and it puts so much pressure. So to be honest, when it comes to to like having the balance, 24-hour calendar is key. A lot of people are like, Todd, 24 hours. I'm like, yes, if you have 2 jobs and kids and a partner and a dog and life, you need to find where your time is. Like, you need to make sure that you're dedicating that time. But I want to give a shout out to Jim Rohn. He really like put that in perspective for me. I have this habit of I'm an Aquarius, so I'm thinking about a million things all day long, analyzing, and sometimes you can get sidetracked when doing that. But he gave me some great advice, and I won't ever forget it. He was like, you know, you don't want to become that person that wants to become a millionaire for your family, you know, the hard workers. Maybe you have 2 or 3 jobs and all your time goes to work. But then while you're at work, you're thinking about your family and what you need to do on that side. But then when you get to your family, since you was thinking about them at work, now you got to do work at home. So it becomes like a vicious cycle. So when he broke it down and said, you know, you have to stay focused on what you're doing. And he was like, you know, when you're in the shower, don't think about work. Take the shower, like enjoy the shower, enjoy getting refreshed. You know, when you're with family at the beach, turn your phone off. Like, you know, let everybody know, hey, I will not be available and I'm going to focus with my family. So it's the same thing for trading. When it's trading time, you can't have people distracting you. Like my trading time, I like 7 to about 10, 11, sometimes to 12, I might be finished out. But that I know that is my set time. I'm in my zone. I'm by myself. A lot of people I feel like don't speak to their family and friends. You have to let people know what you're about to do. Like this journey we're on is serious business, right? It's $1 trillion industry. So you want to treat it as such. So I tell people, sit down with your family and let them know, hey, today I'm starting this new journey. My time slot that I have 24 hours. The only time I have to do this is that one. Even if you got to get them involved for that 1 hour doing what you're doing, I don't know. But a lot of people don't speak to their friends and family, and then everyone's shocked. So I would suggest if everyone is prepared about the journey you're about to go into, you have your 24-hour schedule. Because again, if you work 10 hours, 12 hours, and you got to cook and clean, take care of business, where you're going to fit that in? You might maybe only have from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. to study. But if you study that 1 hour, it's going to compound, and then you'll have 2 hours and 3 hours. So that's pretty much my advice. A 24-hour schedule. It may be really tedious at first, but you'll be surprised. You may schedule laundry at 1 p.m. and you don't get done with laundry till 5 p.m. How many people have done that? You spent 4 hours on laundry? How? It doesn't take that long. But if you're not focused that was the time for laundry, right? Do the laundry, wash it, fold it, put it away, and go to your next task. So my thing is finish what you start before you go to the next thing. Get it done and set an alarm. Used to have to set hourly alarms. Like, Ty, you got another meeting come up. You got to finish in 10 minutes, get to the next thing. And doing that for like 90 days is going to change the next 2 years of your life.
Absolutely. I'm going to agree with you 100%. Alarms. Alarms are my best friend. You guys have no idea. I have everything color coordinated, alerts on my calendar. Everything is organized. So my phone is always going off. If it's not Trading View alarm, okay, then it's message alarm, getting ready for what we're doing today alarm. There's alarms all day. So guys, you really need to get yourself together, right? Part of the trading plan, because that is part of your plan. And there is something that I say, right? Is how you do one thing is how you do it all. So if you come unprepared to this call, you're probably unprepared to every call. You know what I mean, guys? If you didn't send an alarm for today's show, you probably don't set an alarm in Trading View, and you're going to look at your account and you're going to see that that's what's going on. You're not focused. So definitely she dropped some bombs in there. Like, that's some nuggets. So let's go, Mr. Jones. What do you do, or how do you feel about that in that aspect on, preventing
Managing time.
burnout and ensuring that you have enough time?
So I actually do this. I guess it's just my all right. So I think I was just kind of born for it, if I'm being honest. The reason why I say that is this: I have insomnia, so I don't sleep. The most I sleep is probably like a 4-hour window. So it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if I go to sleep at 12, I'll be up by 3 every single day. It doesn't matter what's going on. And then from 3, I'll be up to like 6, and then I'll take another 4-hour nap, right? But I've always had that issue. So I guess for me, it kind of just falls into my lifestyle, just kind of plays into it. When it comes to dealing with people and like life, like actual life stuff, I guess it's just how everybody that actually knows me personally knows that I am not an easy person to reach, right? I'm not somebody that you just have access to. I say no to a lot, right? So I'm also not known to want to have fun, right? Like, what's fun for me is like buying sneakers, shopping. I like to like spoil myself and then get it, but I'm not really like a person of like, I'm not somebody that wants to hang out with people. So my balance is kind of off. Like, right now, if I'm being completely honest with you, I am just focused on building. I'm focused on my trading portfolio. I'm focused on my other ventures. So it just plays out into that. Like, I'll give you an example. Tomorrow, right? So tomorrow I have tonight. So I trade. So, and I also don't trade every day. I only trade 3 days out of the week. I trade Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Which is originally why my sessions were Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, because those are the days that I trade. I trade Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I normally start trading around 3 a.m. I'm done around 5:36-ish. Then I take a nap. I wake up again the next day. So like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then I'll wake up. I'll possibly take a few trades in the morning, but overall I'll be done because right around like noon, I start looking for my students, like my personal students, and start meeting up with them. Then I go to the gym because I'm trying to look like a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? So I go to the gym for a little bit. What else? But that's it. Like I really don't have no balance. Like as if you could look, this is the perfect way to look at me. I'm just an obsessive person, right? Like if you look at the back of my, like all those sneakers is not a normal person. Right? You need to be obsessive. And so right now I'm just obsessed with my journey. So I am in balance, but I don't mind it. I enjoy it. I have fun. I do what I do. And so that's kind of how I deal with it. I just accept it for what it is. I submit.
A wrestler. I love it.
Look, I'm trying to get big. Yeah.
Hey, just you'll get there. Especially if you're taking all the protein shakes that we have to offer with MDC, you will get there even quicker.
Yeah, you get the vanilla ice cream one. You mix it with peanut butter and banana. You get yourself a few extra grams of protein. You drink 2 of them a day. Oof, girl, you don't even know. I'm telling you, I'm on it.
Good.
It's funny because
tabs on you.
It's funny because when I joined the company, I was 225 around like 225. I weighed myself earlier today. I'm 195. I was 190 last week, but I stopped. I didn't go to I had like I was dealing with a lot last week. So I didn't even I just didn't go to the gym. I wanted to stay home. And so I went from 190 to 195, but I did lose that weight. So yeah, it's been a journey, but it's because I don't sleep. So I could do that.
That's amazing. And it's all speaking about naps, like I schedule my naps. Like listen, guys, I only trade gold and XRP. That's my jam. So, if it's 3 a.m., I'm up trading gold. If not, then I'm putting my trading on a Thursday so I can wake up Monday with a nice fat bag with my XRP move. So that's that. So, but like he was saying, everybody has other things going on. I'm in real estate and I deal with crypto real estate. So, I have my days that are real estate, one's for trading, one's for building. So you guys get the calendars, start color coding, put those alerts, okay? So you can stay in tune. And Jeff, how about for you? What do you say works for you? And how do you prevent that burnout?
So I'm not gonna go from like the beginning of my journey, because when I got started, I was like trading like 12 hours a day. Because when I got started, I had no other option than winning. In my head, like being profitable and being successful was not an option. It was an obligation. And I burned all my boats. So I quit my job, went to I quit my job. I just said, you know what, I gotta do this. I quit my job. I went on my own, left my parents' house, left everything. And I started, trading. So to me, it's hard for me to tell you guys, like if I was you, like in the opportunity we have right now, I would say, if you can like study 8 hours a day, do it. Because there's two types of people in the trading industry. There's people that treats trading as a hobby, and there's people that treats trading as a business. And when you start treating trading as a business, that's when you're going to start seeing results. It's going to start paying you like a business. So to me, to having a good balance between, like to prevent having burnouts and stuff, if I had to go back in time to do it the right way, because I did have my fair share of burnouts. Like I had so many times I could have gave up because I was like frustrated. I was burnt out. I would say, honestly, like 1 hour a day of studying when you begin is good, because you get so many information at first. So get in your live sessions with your like your favorite educators, then do 1 hour of solo studying and like 30 minutes of chart studies, and then like that's done for the day. Like that's how I would do it. After that, I have families, I have friends, and they understand my lifestyle. They understand that I'm busy, that I have stuff to do. Like most of them most of my family don't understand what I'm doing. It's okay. But I always try to make time for like the most important people in my family, which is my mom. So my parents, my family, my goddaughter, my newborn goddaughter. I'm always there for her. I'm gonna be like the biggest protector of her. And my girlfriend. And after that, if I have time, then I go to like the next people, so my friends and other people. And I feel like having balance is something that is important, because when you begin, you're not like a full-time trader. You're not a full-time trader. You're a part-time trader. And having that balance, like, we all want to make money. We all want to get somewhere. We all want to get like, we all want to get the results. But having a good balance between life, work, like you have a balance with your life and your work. You need one with your trading too. And to me, right now, a way for me to not get burned during the weekend, I close my phone, I close my charts, I close everything. I don't do nothing during the weekend. So during the weekend, my phone is closed. I'm with my girlfriend. I'm with my cat because I love my cat, and I spend time with him. I play with him, and then I go outside, and that's it, you know? And I feel like when you get that kind of schedule, you know when it's time to work and when it's time to rest, that's when you can find a balance. So I'm not really gonna like share with you guys like the best schedule in the world. Like, I wake up at 6, at 7, at 8, I'm in front of my charts. At 12, I'm done. In the afternoon, I start, maybe like find some new clients and work with some prospects and stuff like that. When there's the educator calls like that, I up on the not the educator calls, I'm sorry, the trader circles, I up on it. But after that, I mean, it's all about just finding just finding balance. So yeah, it's a business. Treat it like a business, and you're gonna see it, like you're gonna find the balance gonna come with it. Hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully it made sense what I just said.
No, absolutely. And that's key, is that, once you start looking at this as a business and you dedicate yourself, the proper way, then you're going to really start to see the results. And what I mean by results, it's not that you're going to have $1 million tomorrow, but is that you're going to be able to see you're going to be able to see things. Like, you'll be able to log in to your chart and you'll pick something up that you didn't know yesterday. And you're going to be like, oh, wow, I know what this looks like. I know what this is. I understand this pattern and what's happening. Okay. And that's what we're getting to, like every day is just a step closer. So make sure you're putting that work, that effort, it all depends on you. That's it. No one can do it for you, no matter how many trades you follow. If you don't have that basic foundation, some sort of foundation that you understand what's going on in the market, you'll still end up losing your money because you won't know how to get in the right time. You'll probably get in late. You'll get out late. Things happen. What if your phone turns off and all of a sudden it tells you to close out the trade and you don't have the information, right? But if you know about the charts and you're watching it, you're going to understand, hey, you know what? This doesn't look right. I better go ahead and just exit out. All right. So make sure you guys are following. All right. And let's talk about this and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. In the context of market volatility and extending trading hours, how do you, I guess we already know with Mr. Jones, he don't really sleep. You know what? I'm not even going to ask this because this is really asking about sleeping routines, and they already gave that. So how about this question? This one's even better. How do you handle potential conflicts between your trading goals and your personal commitments, right? How do you handle that? Because like, maybe you guys can share an experience where you had to make the trade-off, right? And how you managed to find how to do that, because your trading goals and hours, I'm sure at one point there's going to be conflict, right? Personal conflict. And how do you pick and choose? How do each one of you pick and choose on that side? We'll start with you, Ty.
Oh, that's a good one. So let me answer as if I was Ty 7 years ago. I'm gonna take it back to 7 years ago. Personal commitments. Well, I don't have any children. I have nieces and nephews. So at the time, I would just say I had my partner and my dog. It becomes a conflict. This goes back to when I said you have to speak to your family and let them know what's going on. Because I kind of was like Jeff. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting up from this laptop until I figure out how to retire and fire my boss. So I'm just like stopwatch and Jeff. We become obsessed. And I remember my mentor at the time was like, "Oh, snap, Ty, I think you're obsessed." Because I'm still obsessed with it. Like until I hit these multi-millions, which is definitely my goal now. But yeah, like I didn't do well with that. Like I tried to please my trading time and my personal goals. I tried to handle my personal commitments, but that went down the drain because I felt like none of that other stuff mattered until I fired my boss. All I wanted to focus on was trading, how to pass it, how to read these candles, how to stop losing my money, right? Because I'm a retired accountant. So I made decent money. So it was nothing for me to just put another 500, another 1,000. It was like a vicious cycle. So to be honest, I couldn't figure it out. So that's why I'm telling people now, you have to have that plan and have set time. Like if you know your time to trade is 7 to 10 or 7 to 12, that's my time around 12 o'clock. I really want to be done. Like sometimes I might end up a little bit longer if I'm like wanting to send updates for students, but for the most part, by 12 o'clock comes, I'm done. And some people don't like being scheduled in. So I had to tell people, listen, boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever you have, they have to be scheduled in. Like they can't look at it as a negative thing. So I kind of like what Jeff said, like don't make yourself so accessible, right? Stop Jones is like, you can't even call me, barely. Don't lose my number at this point. I will call you type energy.
Shoot me a text.
But for the most part, you filter it down and you're like, hey, these are my most important people. And I always tell people listen, this is when I go, when they call, you look at the phone and say, hey, is this about a bag, opportunity, a sign up? If it's none of those three, listen, my friends could tell you that's around me. I swipe and call a lot. I had to learn to say no a lot because you don't have that balance and it gets out of hand. So now, as far as being a healthier individual in the trade world, I literally have set times for everything. Like I said, this is the time you need to shower. This is the time you need to go to the gym. Do I always stick to that? No, absolutely not, because I'm still human. But when you have it more set out, you will get more things done. You'll be surprised. But one thing is not going to be missed. I'm not going to miss my trade time. I'm not going to miss my business time. I'm not going to miss my time with my students. Everybody after that, you might just get an email. You might get a prayer. You might get a text. I don't know, but it's not going to be so you're not gonna get that much time. I'll just put it that way. Like you gotta have priorities. Like what is most important? And yeah, that's what mine's boils down to.
Thank you for sharing. I'll tell you, if you don't have a plan in place and everything's in place, it can get real messy real quick. That's for sure. And how about for you, Mr. Jones? How do you handle that balance and,
I mean, I have a real simple approach to it, which is so I guess I just make it uncomfortable for people to reach out to me, right? Like even my parents, right? So I don't want you to think that I'm dealing with like even my parents hate calling me. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't really look. To be honest with you, this question is gonna work for me because I just really don't deal with it, right? Like if it, it's kind of like Ty said. She said, people know what they're calling me for. Like you could text me. If you're not gonna text me, like if you text me and I don't reply, it wasn't priority to me, dude. I'll reply when I got time. But the reason for that is I am who I am, right? And when you meet me, that's who you get. And so most people, when they meet me, I kind of just create the expectation of how my relationships are gonna go. With my parents, it's slightly different. They raise you, so they expect you to be on call for them. But my mother could call right now, and I will pick up and be like, call you back, and hang up. And I no, not even waiting for her to say bye, right? But it's for me, it's all about creating boundaries, right? If you give people too much room, they'll keep taking it. So I don't give people any room. If you don't get any room, I'll give you room if I feel like it, when I feel like it. And so since people that know me personally know that's what to expect from me, it just creates this perfect situation where like people never know when they can call me, people never know what they can do. I barely even get invited to things anymore because I say I'm gonna go and I'm like, I ain't going nowhere. So like but again, it's just because of at the point in my life where I'm at, right? So it's like I tell my parents, it's like I tell everybody that knows me, I have to perform at the highest level because everybody's dependent on me, right? Like I got my family, I got my girl, I got my kid, I have siblings, right? So if I don't perform, it's like David Goggins said, who's gonna lift the boats, right? Who's gonna lift the boats? Who gonna pay the bills, right? I tell my family this all the time. It's not personal for me. It's never personal. But at the same time, if I ever were to have a problem, there isn't anybody that I can call to solve my problem. So nobody should feel entitled to call me to solve their problem. And so that's kind of how I deal with it, right? Like don't bother me. I won't bother you. I'll call you for lunch, maybe if I like you. If I don't like you, you're never gonna eat with me. And yeah, like I don't know how to say it. I'm not the nicest person. Like I'm not the nicest person. And I am fully aware of that. The funny thing is that the only people that really have access to me, no, I'm a Sagittarius. The only people that really have access to me is my girl, my daughter. My daughter can call me. My daughter can come in right now and I'll stop what I'm doing. My girl can come in right now and stop what I'm doing. If I'm trading and they come in, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. But also it's because, in my opinion, my reality revolves around me, right? So like, if you set a meeting with me and I get there late, I got there late. Like I am just that. I'm so like, I'm different. Like I just is. I have no excuse. I am shameful. I am ashamed of myself, but it is what it is. That's what you get. You tell me to show up at an event at 7. It starts at 7. I'll be there at 7:30. This event don't get there until I got there because it's me. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I literally just deal with everybody. And so since people expect it, it keeps my life super simple.
I
Yeah.
love it, guys. You know, I think some of us have gotten to the point where it's just like, when we show up, we show up. You know, because I know that I've gotten to the point like, yeah, I'm on my way.
Yeah, whenever somebody tells me what time, like I'll get a text, like somebody will text me ETA, and I'll text them a window. I'm like, oh, between like 1 and 4, expect me there on that time, anytime in that window.
Yeah, I know that it's happened to me a couple of times. Like I'll just sit down and I'm like, I'm on my way. Yeah, and then I don't know, I'll start having a cup of coffee 5 hours later. I was like, oh dang, it's over. My bad. I forgot. So anyways, guys, this is just to let you know that as educators, everybody's on the move and everybody's really, really busy with their own lives, right? So you have to be very, I want to say that you have to be respectful of that. Just because you have a question and you decide it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you want to ask a question, doesn't mean you can go ahead and send a text and all of a sudden you're going to get a message or a reply, you know? So keep all of this into consideration. And that's why you really have to show up for them classes, because that's the allotted time that you have with the educator to have this time to ask those questions. All right, just keep that in mind. How about for you, Jeff?
Okay, so I'll try to
Schedule.
be, yeah, I'll try to be as fast as I can because this hits me home. Okay, I never really had any conflicts when it comes to like my personal stuff. Like if I can keep a schedule, and I can keep a schedule. I know how to not get conflicts. So I know not to like to have any appointments at like between 8 and 12 because that's when I trade. Like I know that. My conflicts were with my friends and my family. When I really got serious about trading, I was a ghost. You will hear from me from like once in a while. I was like a legend, like there's like every like city or country has a legend, like a mythical legend. Like I was that, like, hey, what's going on with Jeff? I mean, hey, once in a while he's there, like coming out of his room from studying, and like I was in hibernation all the time. And the problem is my friends, they were not on the same vibrations as me. They were not on the same level as me. And at some point, guys, the thing you have to understand, nobody else but you is going to pay your bills. Nobody else from you is going to put food on the table. And the day I realized that my friends were not going to pay my bills and we're not going to put food on the table, like I knew like it wasn't going to be worth it for me to spend all that time with them. The problem is when I got really serious, they were always partying. weed is legal in Canada, so they were always smoking weed. I have nothing against weed. I'm gonna say it right now. The CBD product, we don't have access to it, but I'm gonna say it. I'm a medical patient for cannabis, so like I'll go with the cannabis and stuff. But there's a time and there's a time and reason to consume, and there was no time and reasons for them to like. It's always like the party. Like they would do a party on like a Tuesday night. It made no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. And the day I said, you know what, I'm gonna have to distance myself from you guys. There were two things that happened on that day. They call every Thursday for them was called, I'm gonna say it in French, les Jeux du Pabst. And in Quebec, I don't know if there's that somewhere in if you have the same beer, but there's like Pabst Blue Ribbon. I don't know if you guys have that beer in the US, but it's like a cheap beer that costs nothing here in Quebec. It's like it costs nothing. And we're like, hey, it's Thursday Pabst, Jeff. You got to come over and drink some beer. And I was like, you know what? Okay, let's do it. When I arrived, they were running in circles around the fire, and they were like screaming like stupidity and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing here? Like it makes no sense. I could be at home studying how to make some money. Like, why am I here? And when I got there, I was like, you know what, guys, I'm gonna leave. Like, I cannot be drunk. I have stuff to do tomorrow. Like, my bills need to be paid. Like, I have like if I don't work, there's no money coming in. There's something that you need to understand, guys. At the level we are at right now, if we don't work and we just chill, there's nothing, you know. And they tell me, oh, you know what, Jeff, you've changed. I've changed. You know, you feel like I've changed. Well, of course I had to change. The day you're gonna make the same amount of money I make right now, you're gonna have to change. If you want to make if we want to make like $100,000 trade, you're gonna have to change your vision, your vibration, the way you do your things. And when people started to me, you know what, Jeff, you've changed. Well, yeah, of course. The problem is you didn't. I told you where I was going for many years. I told you I was gonna get somewhere. Now I live in a condo with like the other day it was 10:30. I know they are mechanics. My friend were mechanics. I was in my pool in my condo, like sipping on like my protein shake, and I was like, it's 10:30 on a Friday. Like, what is life, you know? And I had to change to get that. Last week, not last week, the week before, I had my best week ever in trading. I made over five numbers in a week, and to me, it's crazy. And I reflected on that and I was like, you know what? I had to change. And the problem is you didn't change. So the day people are going to start conflicting with you, remember your vision, remember your why, and remember that nobody else from you is going to put food on the table. There you go, guys.
Thank you so much. Guys, this has been a packed filled day session. Like, we talked about everything, and you guys really need to go back into what? Getting that plan written down, looking at this as a business, right? And, you know, we're always saying, if you don't have a plan, that's a plan for what? Failure. So you got to have a plan to succeed and stay around the fire. So congratulations for coming on the call and really giving it to yourself, because, no, you know, those that show up, blow up and move up. Those that don't, you know where they're at. They're not here. Okay. And that's something that you really have to, you know, take a good look and tell yourself, hey, I made it. I'm putting myself all in, and I'm going to be dedicated so I can change my life, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, all of it, because it's all attached. It's all in one. Once you start, trust me, once you start doing one thing, like I said, it fills out to everything else around you. Okay. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much, guys. If you can, each one of you, tell everyone what time and day your classes are on. That way they can find you on the platform. Stopwatch, go first.
I teach Mondays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern time.
All right. Go ahead, Tia.
Ty.
It's all right. We're gonna get everybody to that tie. But yeah, it's Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Sunday at 7, Monday at 5. Like right now, I'm supposed to be live, and then tomorrow at 1.
Thank you, Ty. All right, and Jeff.
All right. So for my French session, it's on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday and Thursday, it's 10 a.m. Wednesday, it's 7 p.m. Eastern time. And for my English session, so this is brand new. It's my third week doing English sessions. It's on Thursdays and Fridays, 11 a.m. Eastern time.
All right. Okay, guys. So everyone has a schedule. You know where to find them. You know what times. All right. And I'll see you guys next week with another platform, another session, not another platform, same platform with contracts. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. God bless. Bye, guys.